Hello, it's Sadie. I wanted to come on and do a June energy reading because June is a really big energetic month for all of us. There's a lot happening in the cosmos, and so let's talk about it. So June starts off with one of the nicest astrological events, which is great because it's going to set the tone for the rest of the month, but the rest of the month has a lot of tricky energy. So Jupiter is going to conjunct, and I'm going to use the Wheel of Fortune as Jupiter energy. It is expansion, it is good fortune, it is good luck. It's going to conjunct the North Node, which is currently in Taurus. So you've got this energy of growing and expanding abundance, fertility, love, happiness. It's bringing in, it's like a higher destiny point for many of us where it's going to be clear about what our path is, what our soul is leading us to do, what really matters to us, what we truly value in our lives, bringing in a lot of love and new opportunities for love and the overflow of love and joy and happiness in our lives, but also bringing in a lot of financial abundance and stability as well. Those new opportunities, the higher opportunities for us to reach in terms of finances, wealth, our personal value, all of those things are going to expand. And so that's a really, really nice energy to start off with the month of June. Then after that, we're going to have a full moon in Sagittarius, which is June 3rd, which is actually a really nice full moon. It's a playful full moon, so there's going to be a lot of nice energy there. But I was guided to share that for the month of June, emotions could be running high. All right. There's just other transits that I'm going to talk about in a minute that could bring up a lot of emotional upheaval and a lot of triggering points. One of them being Venus entering the sign of Leo, which happens on July 5th. Now, typically Venus in Leo is a more playful, sexy, sensual energy. But because on the same day, it's going to be opposing Pluto, which is currently in Aquarius, that energy could be very, very triggering. It can bring up a lot of hard truths and a lot of like darker elements to certain relationships and connections. So just wanted to throw that out there just so that you're aware. Then on June 11th, Pluto retrogrades back into Capricorn. So those of us who are cardinal signs, so Cancer, Aries, Libra, and Capricorn, are going to feel this energy the most. There's almost like with Pluto, which is the death card in the tarot, it's like having to revisit certain karmic themes, certain situations to balance them and clear them out for good. This is going to be a big theme over the month of June, not just because Pluto is retrograding back in Capricorn, but also because Saturn is going to retrograde in Pisces, which Saturn is the Lord of karma. And so it's going to bring up a lot of, again, karmic cycles that need to be revisited, to be completed, because they're not meant to come with us to the higher timeline. All right. So that's where this part of the year, you're going to notice a major change in not just your life individually, but collectively. Now, change doesn't have to be bad. One thing my guides were saying is there's a lot of expansion. Okay. This energy brings in a ton of expansion. But with expansion comes new challenges. And this is the example they wanted me to bring in. Say you take a new job, you take a new opportunity that you absolutely love. It increases your income tenfold. Like you go literally from making $10,000 a month to $100,000 a month. with that expansion of income, it's going to bring in new challenges. Say you had family members that were always kind of like, you know, down on you, always kind of like not really helpful or supportive. But then now that you've leveled up and you've come into this new cycle of abundance, now all the leeches are coming out of the woodwork wanting a piece. That's kind of like this energy that we're going to step into in June. And so it's just important to be mindful of like your boundaries, what your boundaries are, because June is significant because we have the big outer planets. So Pluto, Saturn, and Neptune at the end of the month are going retrograde. So it's like revisiting and redoing certain cycles, certain karmas, certain patterns in our life that need to come into balance so that they can be transformed and ended for good. But June kind of starts that, you can say, karmic cycle for all of us. So while there's this beautiful energy of expansion and wealth and abundance and love and joy and happiness and overflow, it's not going to be without the challenges that come with those things. Okay. It's an energy of having to take the good with the bad and not throwing the baby out with the bathwater, but understanding that, you know, with power and with more abundance and rising to the next level requires you to have a certain amount of responsibility and accountability that you may not have had prior. Okay. So going back to the astrology for the month, Mercury is going to enter Gemini on the 11th as well. This is an amazing transit because Gemini is the lover's energy, but it is ruled by the planet Mercury. So Mercury is going into its own sign, which is going to bode very, very well for really honest communication, for learning, for information, for disclosures, and for truth. So if you feel like you're in the dark about anything in your life at this time, around June 11th, like there's going to be so much revealed to you. There's going to be so much exposed. You're just going to know, you're going to have the information, you're going to have the knowing. So that's a really, really good transit for all of us. And then, as I mentioned before, Saturn is going to go retrograde in Pisces. You've got the devil and the moon. So it's going to bring up, this is where the emotional intensity of the energy of June is going to really start to heighten. Again, Saturn is the Lord of Karma. Saturn is the taskmaster. Sometimes Saturn can be a very, very challenging and restrictive energy. And I just dropped the card. I'll go grab it just a second. And so with the challenge and restrictions of the Saturn energy that's coming in, because it's going retrograde, for some of us, or for all of us in different ways, we're going to have to redo and revisit certain emotional challenges that we've had, or that are sort of recurring themes of karma that, again, we need to balance and complete to finally put an end to them. But this is where this energy of June is going to get very, very tricky, because not just for the heightened emotions and the heightened triggers, but also it's going to sort of make you come back and look at things that you thought you had already healed or dealt with. Just like the final test. The example I was given about this was, say you've, went through law school, you finally passed law school, but you still, to be a practicing lawyer, have to pass that bar exam. And so this is that sort of prep period, that testing period, where, are you going to pass the bar exam? Are you going to go to the next level? So it's not an easy energy. The only nice thing about that day is that there's going to be a new moon in Gemini. Again, it's new beginnings and new opportunities. And a new energy around truth and communication. So that's a really, really nice energy. But this month is not an easy month, okay? Then on June 21st, we enter into Cancer season. On June 26th, Mercury is going to leave Gemini and move into Cancer. And then on June 30th is a Neptune retrograde. So again, Neptune is in its own sign of Pisces, which is water, which is the moon. So this is why water's being very activated, moon energy is being very activated during this month of June, which is going to bring everybody's emotions to the forefront. So if you feel like you're more emotional, if you feel like you're more triggered, if you feel like you're more reactive, that is why. But June is a good month to kind of be in hermit mode. Like if you feel like you want a hermit all month, go ahead and do it. It's just about really sort of protecting your energy and being in a space where you feel emotionally safe and secure. The other thing though with this energy that is good for expansion is there's going to be really, really heightened spiritual expansion, okay? With the High Priestess energy and the Hierophant energy, there's this level of, because Jupiter, whenever it touches, it expands. And so Jupiter is going to expand the energy of the Hierophant, which is Taurus, which is the earth, but it's going to help you use the spiritual wisdom and knowledge that you've learned in a very practical way to teach others, to help others. So for many who consider themselves light workers and starseeds, this is a time where you're really going to rise into your power and your higher destiny. Again, that Jupiter energy is about higher learning, higher knowledge, higher destiny, higher love. And so Jupiter is going to help to expand you into the life and the purpose that you were truly meant to have. And so that's going to be a very, very helpful and useful energy during this period of time. So again, I don't want to make June sound like it's going to be a terrible month. It's not going to be terrible, but there is a lot of energy that is around. And so we're going to tap into that further. I am going to use the Moon and Stars Tarot today. Higher self, Holy Spirit, guides, guardians, and angels of unconditional love for all of us. And the June energies that we are all coming into. What do you want us to know? Oh, nice. Okay. So it's not all bad. The tarot is pretty good. So let's see. We're starting off with the Page of Swords. In this deck, it's education. So just acquiring knowledge, learning new skills, getting more information that's going to help us on our expansion path, because we have the Three of Cups with celebration. Just more opportunities for celebration, more opportunities for abundance and happiness in our lives in general, especially with the Jupiter energy coming in beginning part of the month. Eight of Pentacles, which is all about work, but in this deck it is about perfection. And so you're perfecting something. You're coming into a time of mastery, which is amazing. And that's what you're going to be celebrating, is some sort of skill, some sort of knowledge, some sort of talent. You're coming into the perfection of it. You're coming into like the complete acquiring of the knowledge and the skill set for you to really grow and expand your gifts and talents, and to make a really solid and secure, abundant living from those gifts and talents. So this is an energy of mastery. And with that mastery, with the Ten of Swords, it's going to end some heavy cycles for you. There are a lot of conclusions and endings coming through this month of June. But with the end, there is the beginning. With the Star coming out, wish fulfillment, inspiration, healing, miracles, divine intervention. This is my divine intervention card. And so there's a lot of beautiful energy coming in to support your growth and expansion. You also have the Hierophant, again, stepping into that wisdom, stepping into higher guidance, really paying attention and listening to your higher guidance. But for some of you, you're going to be called to be a leader, called to teach, called to share what you have learned and acquired. And that's what's going to kind of help you to come into balance with the Two of Pentacles. There is a lot of pentacles coming out, so there's going to be more financial balance, more financial stability and security. And I say that because we have the Six of Pentacles at the bottom, which is kindness in this deck, but Six of Pentacles is like an equal give and take. So what you put in, you're going to receive back. There's a lot of balanced pentacle energy, which is really nice. So there's going to be more abundance. For some of you, your wish fulfillment with the star energy, with inspiration, is again stepping into your higher timeline, stepping into your higher destiny, where you're truly going to be a guide and a way shower for others. So the energy is actually going to be really, really good. Again, it's a month though where you've got to take the good with the bad. You know, sometimes stepping into your power, stepping into the spotlight has, again, its own challenges to contend with. But bottom of the deck, we have the Lovers. So there could be definite energy of union, lovers coming together, decisions being made around love, or decisions being made about taking a path that you're truly going to love, and that's really going to bring your life into this kind of space where you're really just loving and enjoying your life. So take that as it resonates, but pretty nice energy. We're going to finish out with The Sacred Destiny by Denise Linn. Bottom of the deck, we have enlightenment. Yes, that energy of enlightenment and just coming into self-mastery, coming into more knowing of your truth and your spiritual gifts is very, very, very strong this month of June. And what I'm hearing right now too is like, if your physical or material life is not what you want it to be, what June is going to bring to you is a opportunity to spend more time cultivating your spiritual life, growing and expanding your spiritual life, so that, you know, as above, so below, as within, so without. So when you have a really balanced and healthy spiritual life, you're going to have that reflection back to you in your physical life. So for some of you, you needed to hear that, but you're coming into a place of just higher knowledge, higher knowing, and really sort of being enlightened and awakened to what your next steps are. All right. I just feel like praying right now. So guides, guardians, and angels, and there was a couple cards that flew out, so I am going to read them. Final messages for all of us for this month, for our growth and our expansion. We are starting with new beginnings, beautiful energy. There's new beginnings. There are new heights. There are new adventures, new horizons that we're all going to reach, because there are miracles coming in. Spirit is watching over us, Spirit is protecting us, and Spirit is making sure that we are all placed upon our higher timelines. Focus on what you truly desire, focus on your goals, focus on your dreams, because what you feed grows. So what you focus on at this time is going to expand, especially because there's so much Jupiter energy in the air, which brings you into truth. The truth about yourself, the truth about your path, the truth about your purpose, and any other truths that you need in your life. And bottom of the deck is, this is the gateway. This is the gateway to enlightenment. This is the gateway to new beginnings. This is the gateway to miracles. But again, it does require you to focus on what you desire. Know that you have the power to manifest your greatest dreams and your greatest timeline. And when you come into that truth for yourself, that's when you're going to be able to enter into the gateway of all of these beautiful blessings that are in store for you. So going forward, we are all going forward in one way or another this month of June. And so I'm sending you guys my love. I am kind of feeling like I need to hermit mode a little bit more, so I'm not going to be on as much, but I will still be around, just not on as much. But I hope this energy reading for June helped. And again, I'm sending you my love and gratitude. Thank you.